Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. And I'm gonna be re-adding Kazuha to the group and someone else, that person being Heizou, but nothing comes without a price. I'll eliminate two. I'm sorry. Okay. But they're just gonna be in the basement, they're fine. Kazuha. I think Kazuha, despite having this personality of someone who's so delicate and lovely, it'd probably be very tiring to sleep with. And that's why you hug him so tightly when you're asleep. It's like you're wrapping your arms around him just to keep him in place. And most of the time, it does work. This whole restlessness came from him having so many nightmares. But after you came along, he began to feel better about his quality of sleep and all, and he began moving in his sleep a lot less. Of course, not before he knocks you off the bed multiple times. That's when he starts to realize perhaps the two of you should not sleep together so much, and you insist on it, telling him he'll just get used to it. And it's tiring for a little bit, but completely worth it, because Kaza's hugs are truly the best, and it helps you sleep as well. Heizou. Actually, Heizou's kind of very cuddly when he's sleeping, and he's also touchy too. So that means when you're going to sleep, he would wrap his arms around you and bury his face into your chest. Yep, you know what I mean. He's kind of a little pervert sometimes, but you love him. And also, it's kind of nice being so close to someone, and he's completely good to sleep with. His hugs are always so warm, and even though he's a detective and all, he likes being the little spoon, which you don't mind. Hugging him and holding him in your hands, it's totally nice sometimes. But you won't mind being the big spoon if you need it, especially if you're having a bad day or have had a nightmare. Then you'll be totally your shield and protector. He loves you and he would do anything to make you feel safe. And he's an extremely caring partner, though he might seem like a tease half the time. He's a truly good person to be around and to be partners with. And they're truly happy to have him. And he snores a little bit when he's sleeping. You ignore it. Albedo. Albedo's not that cuddly when he's sleeping, but he's used to Clee sometimes coming to sleep next to him when she's having nightmares and stuff. So he's not totally strange just sleeping with someone next to him. And you find it that it's just kind of comfortable. However, some days, you would just want him to wrap you close to him as you bury your face into his neck, inhaling his scent and being totally engrossed in his presence. It's probably during your bad days, when you want to think of nothing about work, family, or anything that's bothering you. And all you want to know is that you're here, with him, safe and loved, in Albedo's arms. And Albedo, as unused as he is to this, he's more than happy to offer you his love, and that sense of safety and protection that you so deeply want and crave. He's not cruel, and even better, he's really good as a pillow. You did not expect him to have a good chest, but he does. He might not seem like it, and it's probably with the many garments that he wears. But he's got quite an athletic body, and it's extremely nice to look at. Venti? Oh, Venti's actually someone who used to, you know, sleep next to others. The others in question being his best friend when he was just a little gust of wind. I mean wisp. I'm not really sure what form he was taking, but you know the tiny creature that we all know and love? That's when he used to stay with his best friend, because he was still trying to live and learn about everything, and he was also supporting his best friend, listening to his dreams, and seeing him write and sing. That's when the whole idea of being a bard took place. And that's also why he's so clingy when he's asleep. He did not expect it, because Randy did not seem like the type. but he's so clingy. It's like impossible to let go. Sometimes you feel like you're being suffocated, and that's when you tend to let go a little bit and loosen it up. And he blushes, nodding, but he still cuddles close. And if you didn't already know, his preference is being the little spoon. Obviously. I mean, he's tiny, and also loves being held. Scaramouche. Scaramouche may be edgy and all, and someone who's bold and evil, but I'll bet you what, he's a little spoon. He might not say it, or show it very much, but he loves affection and touch. He wants you to be so affectionate with him. He will take all the love and affection you have and soak it up like a sponge. Because he's desperate for it. He's desperate to be loved, to be appreciated, and cherished because he's never got that, especially not with his family or lack thereof. Not to mention how heartless of a two you were. The harbingers were not good, and it wasn't like you could just be so close with his servants. That's why being with you was a totally refreshing experience, one that he loved, but you would insist that you hold him when you sleep. Otherwise, how is he supposed to sleep well? Hmm? He gets so pouty when you don't come to sleep with him, and he will stay awake until you do. He is adorable, but you do worry about him, and how he will fare when you eventually die or something. It's morbid and all, but you hope it doesn't come to that, or you can somehow figure being immortal for him. Or he can just get used to loving himself and being able to live for his own being. Oh well, you'll cross that bridge when you come to it. Tighnari. Oh, Tighnari is so nice. And he's probably the bigger spoon. Cole and he have a sibling kind of relationship. So when she was little, sometimes she'd have so many nightmares. And he would just come to her place. Or her little room in this kind of hothouse they had. And he would stroke her hair, read her stories, and sometimes she'd ask him for a hug, and he would hold her until she slept. She was a child in his eyes, always, one that he vowed to protect, and he can't help but feel that way with you, because he loves you so much, and he can't handle losing his little sister, or you. You were his girlfriend, his most beloved, and of course he was keen on cherishing you and appreciating you as he should. And that's why he gets kind of protective sometimes. And probably it shows in his preference of being the big spoon. He loves cuddling close. And you probably wake up with your legs tangled. It's nice, and it makes you blush sometimes. But even then, it's the best sleep that you can get. Especially when he's by your side. Your head on his chest, as your hearts beat in unison.